Welcome to Rank Rhino, where you can learn it all. Today, we'll be going through the top 10 Christmas horror movies. For this list, we decided to get into the holiday spirit while also putting our own little twist on it. We'll be going through some of the best movies that celebrate the jolly holiday in a not so jolly way. Number 10. P2.
Can you hear me?
Hi, Mom. I'm here.
Honey, what happened? Where are you?
We're starting this list with a horror meets comedy style of movie. The movie's concept doesn't necessarily require it to be Christmas to work, but it is set during Christmas Eve, so we included it. It's basically a Stoker cat and mouse horror from the start. P2 stars Rachel Nichols as a young, career-oriented woman that works late in her office on Christmas Eve. She then finds herself lost and trapped in the building's parking lot during nighttime.
Bet you're curious now, yeah?
In the parking lot, she meets the security guard, played by Wes Bentley, who's obsessed with her and wants her to be his Christmas present. The gory film plays out in a formulaic girl fight for survival way, but the actors' performances and the intense atmosphere make it a great watch. On top of that, the deranged security guard dressed as Santa adds that little extra creepiness to P2. Number 9. Better Watch Out.
Hey, Luke, come with me. Garrett, stay here and just get on another one of those,
Wi-Fi?
they're all locked.
The easiest way to describe Better Watch Out is that it's Home Alone if the classic Christmas movie was in the horror genre. Kind of. The film centers itself around the home invasion trope, with it featuring Olivia de Jonge as a babysitter that ends up having to protect herself and the young boy she's watching, played by Levi Miller, from intruders that are threatening to hurt both of them. That's the general premise, but there's a bit more complexity to the movie.
Hey, Garrett, in Scouts were clove hitches clockwise or counterclockwise?
De Jonge and Miller end up bickering throughout the film, with Better Watch Out doing a great job of playing with gender roles and coming-of-age tropes. The pair does an excellent job bouncing off each other, which more than makes up for a lot of the movie's weaker acting, over-the-top gruesome scenes, and slightly out-of-place attempts at social commentary. Number 8. Anna and the Apocalypse.
That guy's a zombie.
There's no such thing.
Oh, right, because that's...
What's Christmas without a good musical? Anna and the Apocalypse is a great choice for a sweet, feel-good romantic musical that also happens to be a zombie flick. The movie follows a group of Scottish students in a small town who are discussing their plans for the future as they're about to graduate from school. And then, a zombie apocalypse breaks out.
Can you hear me? I'm a first aider.
The movie features the typical zombie-killing showmanship that you expect from zombie movies, but sprinkled with inventive festive kills. Seasoned with hyperactive song and dance scenes that give out an artsy Broadway musical vibe. People adore this movie thanks to the likable performances of the young actors, who manage to showcase the typical teenage troubles and heartbreaks while trying to prevent zombies from eating their faces. It's not your typical Christmas horror, but it's better than you might expect. Number 7. The Advent Calendar.
Avant, règle numéro 1.
Done.
Taking a break from the silly Christmas horror movies, this one has a bit more of a serious tone. The Advent Calendar uses the concept of the tradition of the same name but gives it a much more sinister spin. A paraplegic woman receives an Odin Advent Calendar as a gift but soon discovers it holds secrets much worse than expired chocolates.
Règle numéro 2. Respecte toutes les règles jusqu'à l'ouverture de la dernière fenêtre, sinon...
When the paraplegic main character opens the Advent Calendar, she summons an evil genie that grants your wishes, if you give it the sacrifices it requires. The movie is quite chilling, as it uses a very jolly concept and turns it into a very malevolent piece of film that makes you question the character's moral stances. Additionally, it's influenced by German lore, so the Advent Calendar is entirely spoken in French. Number 6. Silent Night, Deadly Night.
It's the scariest damn night of the year. I'd be scared too.
This classic horror movie made quite the ruckus nearly 40 years ago. It's one of the first movies that went the unwholesome route as a Christmas flick, where naughty children wouldn't get punished with a sock full of coal and, instead, with something much more sinister. Forget the season of all things jolly. Silent Night, Deadly Night makes this the season of all things gory.
There is no Santa Claus.
The film's murderous main character, Billy, walks around in a Santa suit, murdering misbehaving children in a variety of ways. Now, the movie does explain the reason for Billy being a red fur coat wearing maniac who murders children. He witnessed his parents getting killed by a man in a Santa costume. As such, he wields his axe while riding his sled, beheading children while doing so. Number 5. A Christmas Horror Story.
I knew it. Krampus.
Many Christmas horror flicks go down the anthology route for their storytelling, but A Christmas Horror Story manages to do so while staying somewhat original. None of the stories try to use the typical Christmassy warmth and jolliness, but the movie benefits from being well written, being excellently cast, and having a cohesive feel.
Who's Norman?
What the fuck is wrong with you, Norman?
All of the stories that the movie tells happen at the same time. This can be quite confusing in the beginning, as each story has a different tone than the other ones. For example, one of them features Santa fighting zombie elves, while others feature a much scarier, more grounded feeling. Luckily, the directors do a good job of tying everything together at the end of the film, and all the stories are excellent as standalone pieces of cinema. And let's be real, who doesn't want to see Santa fighting Krampus? Number 4. Black Christmas. Black Christmas is considered one of the first modern slasher films by many people. It starts off with a group of girls that are stuck at a sorority house over winter break while trying to fend off a serial killer. The film is one of the few Christmas thrillers that don't try to shock or awe the audience. It's genuinely a very unnerving movie, even if the plot is simple.
What do you want? Why are you doing this?
Black Christmas is an innovator in many regards, as it was responsible for the first ever scene that included the phrase "the calls are coming from inside the house." It also features extremely eerie shots from the point of view of the killer as he spies on his victims. It's also one of the first movies to introduce the trope of the final girl who manages to survive the killings and runs away. This horror movie has inspired many copycats, but few have managed to recreate the same haunting feelings that Black Christmas inspires. Number 3. Gremlins.
Has it got a name, Dad?
Yeah, Mogwai.
What?
Whenever the holiday season rolls around, arguments start to unfold regarding whether Gremlins is a Christmas movie. But it's a Christmas movie. The movie starts with a man trying to find Christmas gifts for his son, so obviously it's set during Christmas. Now, he thinks he's found the perfect solution for a gift when he stumbles upon an antique shop that sells him a cute little creature called a Mogwai. His son soon learns that the creature is more than it appears to be.
Mom, are you alright?
There's nothing Christmassy about Gremlins. I mean, the boy's father meets his untimely end while sliding down the chimney dressed in a red suit. The Mogwai creatures quickly end up showing their true colors and start causing havoc in the neighborhood. The movie is a great reminder to always read the instruction manual for your new toys. Oh, and it's obviously a classic in the horror genre. Number 2. Krampus.
Mom, open the door! Mom!
No arguments about whether this one is a Christmas horror. Krampus is morbidly funny due to its anti-Christmas sarcasm and over-the-top monsters, with it going full throttle and throwing every possible mythical creature that's rumored to devour naughty children into the movie's mix. The movie uses practical effects more than CGI, which makes it all the more horrifying as you can see the main cast fight with and run from real, physical creations. In European folklore, Krampus is the bizarro Santa who punishes anyone that's lost their Christmas spirit. He's depicted as a hairy, horned, hooved demon who stuffs children into his sack and eats them. Now, this is a horror movie that doesn't take itself too seriously, although the humor is nasty and violent, and you wouldn't want to find hoof prints from this depiction of Santa, as they're definitely not from Rudolph. Number 1. The Nightmare Before Christmas.
There are few who deny it. What I do, I am the best.
Not a traditional horror movie per se, The Nightmare Before Christmas is still an undeniable classic which deserves a spot in any Christmas movies list. Maybe even any Halloween movies list, to be fair. Some people know this movie word by word, to the point of correcting anyone that says there are 365 days until Halloween. The Tim Burton film features Jack Skellington, who stumbles into a door that leads to Christmastown, a holiday that Jack's never heard about. From there, he decides that Christmas needs a bit of Halloween, just for good measure.
Dreamland. What's this?
Even if you hate Christmas or Halloween, you can't help but smile with delight when Jack's skull bursts out of a snowdrift, or when he puts Christmassy lights in his eye socket. Seeing him explore Christmastown is like seeing a little child exploring a new part of town. It's adorable. The movie is cute, spooky, and Christmassy. Thank you for watching, guys. What's your favorite Christmas movie of all time? Maybe one that doesn't fall into the typical jolly cliché? Let us know in the comments. Happy holidays from the Rank Rhino team, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe.